Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving deep today into something I know a lot of you are interested in, and that's success,
Yeah, success, always a hot topic, right?
always. And, we asked you guys to send in some material on which consider the key principles for success, really any sources that resonated with you.
And wow, did you guys deliver?
You did. We got articles, book excerpts, even a couple of TED Talk transcripts. It's incredible.
It is. And from all that, we're going to pull out what we think are five of the most common, but also the most actionable principles that ran through all those sources.
Exactly. Not just some generic list, but really a framework that you, our amazing listeners, can actually use. So, you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Okay, principle number one, and this one popped up again and again, it's setting clear goals.
But not just, any old goals.
Right, right.
Yeah.
The emphasis was really on SMART goals. And I'll admit, I used to roll my eyes a little at that acronym, thought it was a bit cliche.
Yeah, it can sound a bit businessy, doesn't it?
It does. But the more I was reading through what you guys sent in, the more I realized there's a reason this keeps coming up. There's real power in that framework.
I think it comes down to clarity
Hmm,
because, it's easy to say, oh, I want to be successful.
right.
But what does that actually mean? SMART goals, they force you to define it.
Okay, break it down for us.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Those are the five pieces.
So instead of just be more successful, a SMART goal for, let's say, someone listening who's in data science.
Might be. Gain a new certification in, say, machine learning by next December to open up opportunities for a lead role on a project.
See, that's concrete.
It is. You know what you're aiming for, you can track your progress, and you have a deadline.
And it makes it so much less overwhelming,
Yeah.
right? Like big, vague goals, those can be paralyzing.
Totally. And there's actually, research shows that people who set these SMART goals, they're way more likely to actually achieve them.
Oh, I bet there are studies on this.
Oh, yeah. Like a study from the Dominican University of California, they found that people who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to achieve them.
Wow,
Just the act of writing it down.
that's a crazy statistic, but it makes sense, right? You're making that commitment, it's tangible.
It's not just floating around in your head anymore.
Exactly. Okay, so principle number one, setting clear, SMART goals. Done.
On to number two.
All right, principle number two. This one also came up a lot, and it's all about developing a growth mindset.
Ah, the growth mindset.
Yes. And the source material you guys sent, it really stressed this idea of embracing challenges. Don't be afraid of them.
Yeah, because challenges, they're inevitable.
They are. So how do we change our relationship with them?
Well, and it's interesting because I think sometimes people think a growth mindset is just about, positive thinking, put on a happy face, and everything will work out.
Yeah, just kind of fake it till you make it.
Right. But it's deeper than that. There's real neuroscience behind it.
Okay, so brain stuff is actually happening.
When we approach challenges with this growth mindset, our brains, they literally form new connections. It makes us more adaptable, more resilient.
So it's not just feeling good. It's like we're rewiring our brains for success.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And, I keep thinking back to that one quote. I think it was from one of the book excerpts. Learn from criticism and persist in the face of setbacks.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. I highlighted that too.
Because setbacks, those are going to happen.
Right. To all of us.
But a growth mindset, it turns those setbacks into learning experiences.
Okay, so instead of, oh, I failed, it's, what can I learn from this?
Exactly. Every time you face a challenge and you learn from it, you're actually increasing your capacity for future success.
It's like leveling up.
I like that. Leveling up. I like that.
All right, so we've got our SMART goals, we got our growth mindset. What's next?
Well, now we got to actually do something, right?
Right, it's go time.
This is where the rubber meets the road. Principle number 3. Discipline and consistency.
Oh, yeah, because it's one thing to have, all these great goals and this positive attitude, but it's the consistent effort that really gets you there.
It's showing up even when you don't feel like it.
Even when it's hard, even when you're tired, even when Netflix is calling your name.
Especially when Netflix is calling.
Right. But, I think one thing that really resonated with me from the sources was it doesn't have to be about being superhumanly productive every single day.
No. It's about systems.
Ah, systems, yes.
Routines.
Routines. Okay, break that down.
Think about it. If you have a routine, you're not using up your willpower every time to decide, should I work on this now? Should I do this now? It's already decided.
You're taking the decision fatigue out of the equation.
Exactly, which frees up all that mental energy for the actual work.
So, for someone in your world, That might be setting aside, let's say, 30 minutes every day at the same time to practice coding.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even, I mean, for anyone, it could be something as simple as every morning I'm going to write for 15 minutes.
Just build that habit.
The key is consistency. Those small actions done consistently over time, they compound into big results.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about goals, mindset, and taking action. But there's another piece to this puzzle, and it might seem a little less, I don't know, directly related to success.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Principle number 4, building strong relationships.
This one's so important.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think we often think of success as this like individual pursuit.
Lone wolf climbing the mountain.
Exactly. But the truth is, we're social creatures. Our relationships, they impact everything.
Our well-being, our resilience, our creativity.
Everything.
And, one of the sources used this phrase that I really loved, meaningful connections.
Ooh, that is good.
It's not just about having, 5,000 contacts on LinkedIn.
It's quality over quantity.
100%. Having a few truly supportive relationships, people who get you, who challenge you, those are gold.
Those are the people you can call when you hit a setback.
Yeah.
Those are the people who will celebrate your wins with you.
And sometimes they're even the people who open doors to opportunities you never knew existed.
Right. Like, it's not always what you know, it's who you know. But it's got to be genuine, right? These can't be transactional relationships.
It's about building real connections.
Yeah. Which brings us to our final principle, and this one I think is so easily overlooked, especially when we're, striving for success.
I think this might be the most important one, honestly.
I think so too. Principle number 5, prioritizing health and well-being.
You can't pour from an empty cup, they say.
That's so true. And, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually essential for sustainable success.
If you're burning out, if you're constantly running on fumes, you're not going to be able to achieve anything in the long run.
And the sources we got, they got really specific about this, talking about proper nutrition,
Exercise, sleep.
stress management, mindfulness, all of it.
It's all interconnected, isn't it?
It really is. Because if you're taking care of your physical health, you have more energy to put toward your goals.
If you're managing your stress effectively, you can handle those setbacks with a growth mindset.
And if you have strong relationships, you have that support system to help you through the tough times. It all works together.
It's like a positive feedback loop.
Exactly. All right. So there we have it. 5 principles for success. Not as a checklist, but as a framework.
A way of thinking about your life, your goals, and your journey.
And I want you, listening right now, to think about which of these principles resonates most with you right here, right now.
What's the one thing, maybe just a tiny step, that you can take today to start implementing it?
Because even a small action done consistently can create massive momentum.
And who knows, it might just be the first step towards achieving everything you've ever dreamed of.
So go out there and make it happen.
We'll be here rooting for you.
We will. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.